Okay, before I start this video, I recorded this video with chocolate on my fucking face. I didn't even know. I ate a chocolate chip, vegan chocolate chip cookie. Go vegan, by the way. I ate a vegan chocolate chip cookie, and I guess the chocolate got on my face before I made this video, and nothing. I didn't know. I couldn't see in the screen. Had a full conversation with my father. He didn't tell me anything about the chocolate on my face. What the fuck? Does he hate me? What the fuck is on? I literally made I made a bunch of videos, so this is just one of them. I'm gonna leave this explanation in front of the videos that I made, where there's chocolate on my face. But there's chocolate on my face, all right? And it's not even one of those things. Well, oh, if you didn't say anything, we couldn't tell. No, you'll see the chocolate on my face. You'll think, Cam, you look like a fucking idiot. So I just want to address that before. I couldn't remake the reaction or review or whatever I did for the video that I'm talking about. I couldn't remake it because I made it and there's only one time I could make it. So you're gonna have to live with the chocolate sauce on my face, all right? We're all gonna have to. I'm just gonna acknowledge it right now. Get out in the open right now. I'm gonna embarrass myself right now before embarrassing myself throughout the whole video. Even though it is embarrassing because you know a motherfucker had chocolate on his goddamn face. So how are you gonna take me seriously? How do you take someone seriously with chocolate on their face? You can't. You can't. I could be as serious as I try to be in the upcoming video. You're not gonna take me seriously. There's chocolate on my face, all right? That's all I wanted to say. And please don't unsubscribe. What's going on, K-Squad?
Please contact Microsoft support for help with this error in next 5 minutes. Else we have to disable your computer for further network damage. Please contact Microsoft support for help with this error in next 5 minutes. Else we have to disable your computer for further network damage.
Help me. We're here today with episode 7 of Burn the Stage BTS. This is the second last episode. You're wondering, how many times did you cry today, Cam? Today, I cried 2 times. I feel like I've cried 2 times the last 3 episodes. 2, it's like a minimum 2 every time. I'm gonna cry twice at least. We have one more episode. I feel like I'm gonna cry a lot in the last episode, but this episode I cried 2 times. There was a lot of special, emotional, nice, wonderful moments that just made me feel so fuzzy inside, and sometimes it was so fuzzy that it just made me cry. So let's hop into it. Burn the Stage episode 7. Let's do our recap review. And yeah, I love this episode. I loved it. So to open up the wonderful Burn the Stage episode 7 episode, we have Jin just talking about, he's like, when I dance, I've danced really hard and I feel like, oh my god, I'm dancing like HOBI right now. I feel so good. Then he monitors the dance back and he's like, oh shit, I do not look like HOBI. And I'm like, you know what, Jin, as long as you're working hard, like we can tell, Jin, you work hard on your dancing, you kill it, and if you feel like you're slaying it, then you are slaying it, boy. Obviously, you're not HOBI. HOBI has a background in dance. Jin, you're different. You're fucking worldwide handsome. You're an amazing singer. HOBI's a dancer, rapper. It's all different. But don't worry. We see you working hard on that choreo. You're slaying it. Even if you don't feel... Even if you watch yourself, you're like, oh wait, I don't look like HOBI. Of course you don't look like HOBI, but you're still slaying the game. But he does get a little more serious, saying he does monitor his dancing very often because it's one of the things he always wants to improve on, and he asks other members and dance choreographers how he can improve. So I like that. I like the dedication, and we have seen that. We have seen his improvement. The improvement from him, TAEHYUNG, all the non-dancers, the improvement, and even the dancers, the improvement since they debuted has been amazing as far as their dancing goes. So they're talking about they're going on like the Japan part of their tour here. They're going at a bunch of different cities, playing in bunch of different places in Japan. They talk about that the differences about performing in Japan. They feel more like spry. They feel more, you know, random, silly. They feel more jazzed up when they're in Japan for some reason. More playful, essentially. And they talk about how in Japan, people don't usually sing along as much and like go crazy as much, which they say it's not a bad thing. It's just very different because they're used to people going screaming and going absolutely crazy. But the Japanese people just like to more sit back, enjoy the concert, listen to the music, and at a little bit more of a more quiet tone, which I think, you know, I'm fine with that. Like sometimes when I'm at a concert, I go fucking crazy, but sometimes I'm just sitting there and I'm like, god damn, this is good. You just appreciate the art. So then they talk about how when they started performing in Japan and basically everywhere, they started performing with only a couple thousand people coming to watch. Even like they started out with like just like 500,000, 1,000, and then like 2,000, then it moved up to 6,000, then 12,000, and now they're selling out these places that are like 18,000, 20,000 seatings, and we see at the end of the episode how much they fit in that dome. It's a lot. It's a big number. So then we have this little cute, wonderful part where Namjoon and a few of the other members are talking about, well, more especially Namjoon, talking about HOBI. HOBI's like water. He's like sunshine. We always call HOBI sunshine. He is like sunshine. He says he has a calming presence presence. He makes the other members and anybody that he's around feel better, feel happier, feel more calm when he's around. He's a very calming presence, and the way he dances on stage, he's like water. The way he is in real life is like water. He's just very calming, very easy breezy, you know what I mean? Very sunshiny. He's very positive, happy person. Someone who you always want to have around because he's going to make you feel more calm. He's going to make you feel more happy. And I love that they were just talking about how amazing HOBI is. They talked about that in like episode 2 when they're like, this BTS could not exist without HOBI. He's so freaking important. And then Namjoon talks about it more here where he's just saying he's such a calming, happy, wonderful presence. And we already knew that in ARMY. But he also does say HOBI's more like a closed book, which we all know. HOBI's talked about kind of being very closed and not really, very outward with how he actually feels, but I hope he does feel more comfortable to be more open with his emotions. Namjoon does say that they've had a lot of deep conversations, which I think is good. There's no one better to have a deep conversation with than Kim Namjoon. Then we have HOBI talking about his solo performance with Mama, saying how when he started out, it was very nerve-wracking, being his first solo stage, and he felt more nervous, and he felt pressure to put on a performance, but as he's done the song more, as he's grown as a performer, he's realized it's more important to kind of just feel out the audience and just kind of connect with the audience more, have a good time, worry less about perfectly getting the performance down, and I feel like that's a good thing to do. Better to connect with the crowd. Probably makes for a more fun show, even if it's not as like super clean of a performance. And he did say at Mama, when he had the solo stage at Mama, that he felt so nervous. His eye was, or his eye. I just said eye because my eye was itchy. His throat was dry, even though he was drinking all this water, and he was so nervous. And I mean, I can't imagine HOBI being nervous makes me want to just hug him and tell him how important and wonderful he is and how much we all love you no matter what. But I think it's great that he's grown as a performer, and Mama, literally one of my favorite songs off of the Wings album. And he's such an incredible performer as far as dancing, rapping, and even singing goes, and stage presence. He's amazing, and I love him so much. So then he talks about how when he was there, the song cut short one time, like they were about to go into the final chorus for Mama, and it just like stopped, and he's just like, oh shit, what happened? And then he said he got very nervous, but the crowd helped him out right away. They started singing along with him, and that's the power of ARMY, man. They helped him out right away. They're like, it's okay. They're cheering for him right away. They're like, it's all good, don't be nervous, we love you. And they sang Mama along with him. I thought that was super wonderful, and I think it probably helped him calm down a little bit, even if he was very nervous when that happened. I'd be so scared if that happened on stage, like holy fuck, I'd lose my mind. Then JIMIN and a couple of the other members start talking about how the toll that is being taken on their bodies from the tour. JIMIN's like, I don't know if we feel better or worse, but it's just like a lot of stress on our bodies. It's a lot of work to go through, and I understand they're dancing so hard, like a bunch of times a week, like dancing and like pulling off this hardcore choreo, putting out so much energy for like 2.5 hours. That's fucking wild. And that's like, plus there's rehearsal and everything else. So, I mean, the body toll, like, there's no wonder that they're so fucking fit. Like, they go through a lot of work. So I was like, I just want to give these guys a break. Yoongi says something interesting. He says that the thrill of having these concerts, he's like, we now have like over 20,000 people come to our concerts, and the thrill that we had in the start is a little bit less, like the thrill of being ready for a concert, being excited. But he said that it doesn't make them appreciate it any less. They still love doing these concerts and love how many fans support them, and they appreciate it so much, and they work so hard. But like the overall thrill and like nervousness that comes with putting on a concert and the excitement of putting on a stage, Yoongi said that time has passed, and I like that he's honest with us with that. Like, obviously I feel like if you're doing something so long and you just keep doing it, obviously the thrill of it is going to go away a little bit. That comes with anything in life. So I like that he was honest about that. I thought that was interesting. Then they show Yoongi's audition tape, which is the most legendary audition of all time. Oh my god, that fucking Aeropostale green striped collared shirt. I like that we have this whole Yoongi, a lot of Yoongi in this episode, which is amazing. As a Yoongi bias, like I am, I just love and appreciate him so much, and I see so much of myself in him, and that's why I love him so much. So he talks about how he feels anxious in crowds, not so much anxious on stage because he's performing, he feels fine, but like when he's out in public and he's around crowds, when he's around crowds in public, he feels very nervous, and I feel him on that. Like, there's a lot of people, and he gets like a little worked up and shit. And then he talks about how they had goals when they debuted. They're like, all right, we wanna sell a bunch of albums. We wanna put on some amazing concerts. We wanna get to the top of charts. We wanna win music awards. So they had all these goals, and after their second year, they're like, okay, like why aren't we at the top of charts? Why aren't we winning music awards? What's happening? What are we doing? We're working so freaking hard that we don't understand why we're not reaching this goal. And he talks about how when you have when you have goals and you have expectations and you don't hit them, that's one of the hardest things to go through. And I feel him on that. That's very true. When you have high expectations, high hopes for something, and it doesn't work out the way you want it to, it's crushing. It's shitty. No matter what like in life, if it's a goal, if it's like a relationship, if it's anything, it just, if something doesn't live up to your expectations, especially if they're high expectations, you're gonna feel let down. And I love the quote about him saying, you know, after 2 or 3 years when they weren't as successful as they wanted to be, they're like, it's already been 2 years, 3 years, you know, we're not exactly where we want to be, like, and it's already 2 or 3 years has passed. Oh my God. And now that 4 years have passed and they're already, you know, so huge and they're growing and growing and they're doing so amazing. Now they're saying, all right, it's only been 4 years. We can still do so much. I love that mindset. I love it. So this part is fucking awesome. I love that we had a YOONGI part and now we have this whole, we had a HOBI part, YOONGI part, and now we have this Tae part where Tae talks about how he did acting in Hwarang and he felt very nervous about it. He felt like he didn't do as well as he did. He read comments and he was like, people were like, oh my God, that dude from BTS, he's an amazing actor. Oh my God, that dude from BTS, he's, sorry, there's a hair in my face. That dude from BTS, he's a great actor. The dude from BTS, he's a horrible actor. And he was just like all those comments. And he was talking about how he kept that stress inside him and he was feeling very emotional about it and feel like he didn't, you know, perform. He said he messed up 2 big scenes and he felt very, very, very stressed about it and very upset about it. But he didn't want to talk to anybody. He didn't feel like showing that stress. So he always just felt like staying in, didn't feel like talking much with the other members. The members could notice because when you're with someone for so long, you notice when something's up. So a lot of the members are like, what's going on? What's wrong? Are you feeling okay? What's happening? And he was just like, nah, it's good, it's whatever. And he kept it inside. And as those of you who don't know, or maybe you haven't figured it out yet, or you should figure it out, but once you figure it out, you figure out that you need to talk to at least someone. You need to get those emotions out or else they're just going to feel like so terrible inside. They're just going to build up and you're just going to feel shittier and shittier. So even though, you know, your boy is, you know, I joke about ships a lot, like I'm a Jikook shipper, but the friendship between JIMIN and Tae is unparalleled. The friendship is unparalleled between those two. They have such a strong bond, such a strong friendship. So when I heard that he opened up and he cried with JIMIN, talking about all his problems, because JIMIN was really, he said JIMIN cared about him so much and JIMIN was there for him. And it just, hearing that JIMIN was there for him and he was there for him to let Tae let out all his emotions, how he'd been feeling. You know, sometimes you just need to cry in someone's arms and just like, you know, let everything out. And the fact that JIMIN was there for Tae made me so happy. This is where I cried for the first time. Just the thought of JIMIN being there for Tae and Tae letting out all his emotions finally. It made me feel so happy, and I'm there for him because I've been in that situation a lot. I feel like a lot of you have been in that situation where you're holding in so many emotions and you feel like you're just going to be a burden to other people if you let out those emotions. But finally, when you have that one person who's like, I'm here for you, like let me know how you're feeling, let out all those feelings. And JIMIN was that person for Tae. He was able to let out all his feelings, and he said he felt so much better after that. So respect to JIMIN and respect for Tae to be able to let out those emotions, because that's not an easy thing to do. Not an easy thing to do. You know, it's easy to say, just let out those emotions, you know? It's not easy to be vulnerable like that. So I respect Tae so much, and I respect JIMIN so much for being there for him. So VMIN stands rejoice, because this was such a special moment, and it made me so happy to hear that JIMIN was there for him. And then after doing that with JIMIN, he felt more comfortable to have a group talk with everyone, saying, you know, talking about how he felt. And then the members said, well, we can't fix how you're feeling for you, but we can be here for you. We're here for emotional support. And Tae was like, I'm cool. I'm good. And Tae talked about how now he's a lot more open and he can't really hide his emotions anymore. And that's good. You know, we want Tae to be emotional. We want him to be happy, sad, however he's feeling. And he has a great quote saying, unless you open up, he's like, I finally understood, unless you open up and show how you're feeling, no one's going to understand what you're going through. No one can relate. No one can help you if you don't talk about how you're feeling. So respect to Tae. This is an amazing part in the doc. And then he showed us his cute little new camera, which I love. Then they had this little, you know, meet and greet, you know, where they had a little high touch with fans in Japan. And everyone was going crazy. Some people were crying. I was like, would I cry if I met them? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, I cry at anything with them. So I would fucking cry for sure if I met them. So I just felt, I felt so happy for all these armies who got to meet them. That's a dream come true right there. The best part though of this was when the one army's like, Jin, can you blow me a kiss? And Jin just like, right away, like no hesitation. I loved it. It was so cute. This part I love so much because they're like, okay, we're almost done the tour, but we're going on a little break now. So what do all you guys want to do? And it was interesting to hear everyone's answers. Jim was like, I want to go fishing with my goddamn dad. Like that's such a simple thing. That's something that kind of we forget about BTS. They're so busy doing all these things. They don't get to do simple little things like that, like just going fishing with his dad. Everyone should be able to go fishing with their dad whenever they want to, but Jin can't do that. So he's just like, I want to go fishing with my dad. I thought that was really awesome. Tae says he just wants to travel and take pictures, and he wants to bring someone with him. He's like, Jin, you want to come? Jin's like, I'm fishing with my dad, sorry. HOBI says he just wants to go home, hang out with his family, the dog, have a home-cooked meal, which is just like, it's such a simple thing, but they never get to do it. So I was just like, oh my god. Then Yoongi's like, I want to bike across the country. I was like, what? It's a weird thing to do. But I was like, I respect. And HOBI's like, your groin's gonna hurt. And Yoongi's like, I bought some pads for my groins, all right? And I thought it was really cute that Jungkook was just like, I just want to go home and open up all the parcels that came from me. Like, what a random thing, but a simple thing. Like, there's nothing more wonderful than just opening up boxes that you ordered. It's great. Then Jimin's like, I don't know what I want to do in Korea, but right now I just want to go drink. And I was like, Jimin. And Namjoon said he wanted to put up all his little figurines in his office. Once again, such a fucking simple thing, but it's so just, it's the simple little things that make you happy, especially in times where you just want to relax. Now I'm just like, I just want to put my figurines up in my little office, man. That's all I want to do. And I love how they all toast. They all put in their cups, but Jungkook not drinking because he's underage. Everyone else drinking that good. Then we see them practicing just one song for their opening. And I was just like, God damn, they all just went here to practice one song for their dome tour. That's commitment right there. That's commitment. So basically they just all talk about, now they're at the dome in Japan, and they're just like, this is fucking wild. Like, this is the first time performing. They performed at like a half dome before, which is like 30,000-ish. But like, now they're at the full-size dome, and it's fucking massive. They show it. It is huge. There's so many seats to fill. It's fucking wild. And they're just like, they all kind of felt like it was surreal. Like, it was just crazy. And then they're all kind of worried about, this place is so huge. There's going to be so much energy in the crowd. How do we match that energy? So they're really worried. And they're like, there's specific things they're trying to worry about. That there was a little bit of an echo, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Yoongi's like, okay, we can't fix everything. We just got to try to bring the energy and just do our best. You know what I mean? And I'm sure I wasn't at the performance at the concert, but I'm sure it was amazing. But I understand the feeling of not being able to, match the energy of the crowd when there's so many people in the audience. Then JIMIN talks about feeling a greater sense of responsibility because of how many more people are loving them and showing them support. But he also said, he's like, I don't understand why so many more people are loving us now. It's like, bitch, because people are realizing that you're literally the most talented K-pop group of all time, and you're such wonderful human beings, and you're amazing, your music's amazing, you guys are amazing. Like, the reasons why people love you is because you're so authentic and so brilliant, so amazing in every aspect of life, not just music. Like, that's why we love you. Then they're putting their handprints and signing their name. Cutest shit of all time is when Tae's trying to write his name, and Jimin's like, fuck that shit, give me the goddamn thing, I'll do it for you. Another great part for V-Min stans. They asked Namjoon what an ideal artist is, and he's like, I don't know. He can't really think of what sang. And I just wanted to answer for him. I'm like, BTS, those are ideal artists right there. They've done everything correctly. They've worked hard. They never complain. They worked super hard. They put in the time and effort. They've stayed authentic and true to themselves, and it's completely worked for them. They have rose to fame beyond anyone's wildest dreams, and they did it by being authentic, wonderful, hardworking artists. I was like, you should have just said yourselves. I know you're not going to say yourselves, but it's you. You guys are ideal artists. And then he talked about how like artists that he already knew by name, like, were giving me their number and like following me on Twitter and like asking to work together, and he was just blown away. Then this is such a wonderful ending. This is where I cried as well. Namjoon talks about how, everyone in BTS has their faults. That's why no one's ever really topped each other. Everyone has their faults. Everyone has things that they don't like about each other, and like they go through problems, but they always talk their way out of fights. They always communicated, they always got through everything, and they will continue to go through everything because they are BTS. They're the most wonderful artists in the whole goddamn world, and they are a family, and they are never gonna stop working together and putting on great performances and making great music and being wonderful human beings. And I was just like, my heart. Just this overlay of them playing Nevermind. Nevermind is like one of my favorite BTS songs ever. It's like very overlooked because it's an intro, but Nevermind is such a good song, and it's just showing them working so hard and Nevermind playing in the background. I was just feeling so emotional, and I just started crying. This quote is what, like, I tears were streaming down my face. He's like Yoongi's like, the scary thing about BTS, while Nevermind is in the background, he's like, the scary thing about BTS is there's no limit to what we can do. We can do anything. And I'm like, fucking right, man. Then they show the preview to the next episode, which is also the last episode, and it's just showing them, laughing, having fun, talking about how they've grown so much and they feel like grown ass humans after this tour. They've learned a lot about each other, a lot about themselves, and I'm just so excited, and I'm so sad that it's all gonna end, but I appreciate this doc so freaking much. But that was my recap review of episode 7. I loved it so much. It was a very uplifting, wonderful, happy, emotional roller coaster that I loved so much. And that's basically been the whole documentary. It's just made me feel so close, so just I feel like I understand them a lot more, and it's just made me feel so close to them. So I'm so excited for the last episode. I'm also sad that it's gonna be the last episode, but the episodes can't go on forever, and I've appreciated this whole journey and what they've done for us, and it's just I love this so much. This series has been everything I had hoped it would be, and I'm excited for the last episode. I am excited, and it's gonna be wonderful to see. I'm sure I'm gonna cry more than 2 times when I watch the last one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction review. I hope you enjoyed my comments on it, my insight, my wonderful insight. But I love you guys so much. Have yourselves the most wonderful day ever, and I love you. Have an awesome day. Remember, orange juice.
Click clack to the bang bang.